class today. Today we will do nomenclature of organic compound, aliphatic compound. Last time we have done classification. So nomenclature of aliphatic compound, IUPAC system. You have got some idea about this. You have done last year. In previous class we have not done so important thing, but just introductory part. And now from here onward, you will see that what is so important in the question of organic chemistry. This is the basic thing, basic concept, or you can say it's a backbone of organic chemistry. To know the nomenclature of organic compound, this you will be using it as long as you study chemistry. Next year in class 12th, this will be quite helpful. So don't ignore this chapter, don't be lazy to study this and to practice different exercises. And so we start it now. So IUPAC system of nomenclature, the first is your basic rule. So basic rule, you know these basic rule what it is. In that the first thing is to know the root word. Root word is also called basic unit. Basic unit. So root word, that is depending upon, as you know, I think so, on the number of carbon atoms in the chain. This nomenclature we are doing for acyclic compound which are having a open chain and aliphatic in nature, not aromatic. So the root word, this is depending upon the number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms are present in continuation? One carbon should be bonded with other carbon atom. If it is being separated by some other element in between, then and after that again you see carbon, then those all carbons will not be counted to give root word. So root word is based although on the number of carbon of atoms, but when carbon atoms are linked with each other, that in the whole chain they are connected to each other. So each other I mean here to the neighbor connected. So root word, that is, you know, from carbon 1, carbon 2, this I will not take in detail because you have done this thing in class 10, and so you will use that same thing. So if carbon 1 is there, we use the word meth, and when 2 carbons are there, we use the word eth, and when 3, then we use the word prop, and so on. So these are having the generic name, the genus name, the family's name, that is elk. So they are elk, and this you have to do the in detail later on. We will see that how we are using this term. Now, so the first important thing is that your root word. So there is a formula. I will be showing to you how to write this name. So first of all, you will have to find out, if the name is given to you, that what is the root word, or first you will look for the number of carbon atoms in a continuous chain, and then you will write the root word. So root word, actually, if it is coming in the middle of the chain, and most of the time you will see it will come in the middle of the name. So root word comes mostly in the middle of the name. So when it comes in the middle of the name, then the first letters will not be capital, that will be small. So remember that rule what you use in your grammar, English grammar, same rules. Many of those rules will be the same. So here first thing is that root word, which is based on the number of carbon atom which are linked together in a continuous chain. Then after finding out the root word, the second basic rule is your primary suffix. Primary suffix. This you can say primary suffix. Suffix, you know, this is group of letters, two letter or one letter or more than two letters, or they are added after the main word. So this primary suffix is added to the root word. So this is primary suffix which will be adding to the root word. So this primary suffix, this is giving information about that whether the compound is saturated or the compound is unsaturated. You know about the saturated when there is only single bond, and unsaturated when there is double bond and triple bond. When there are double or the triple bond or both this double and triple bond, then single bond will also be there. In that case, we ignore single bond and we consider only double and triple bond. So compounds which have only single bond, no double or the triple bond, then that aliphatic compound is called saturated. But when we have a double and triple bond, I can say along with a single bond, then it is called unsaturated hydrocarbon or aliphatic compound. So we will do for these the primary suffix. Primary suffix is of three types that you know. When there is carbon-carbon single bond, you know carbon valency is 4, so around one carbon there will be 4 single bond. So when we have carbon-carbon single bond, you have studied that the suffix used here is ane. Ane. This ane word will be added to the root word. Okay, so this is your ane. Ane is having a general formula, that is CnH2n plus 2. For example, if you have one carbon only and all these valencies are satisfied by hydrogen, then the root word is meth. And the primary suffix is only the single bond here. In case of one carbon, we don't have carbon-carbon chain, but we have carbon-hydrogen, but around carbon, all the 4 bonds are single. So your primary suffix will be your ane, and so we call it methane. If 2 carbon we have, you know this is very simple, you have done in class 10. So this is ethane. So first of all, you will be looking for the root word. To the root word, you will be adding what? Primary suffix, and that is ane. And if the generic name I used for meth, eth, rock, then it is your elk. And this is root word for the generic name of these compounds. And we will add primary suffix ane. So it will be your alkane, you know that very well. And the general formula is CnH2n plus 2. I need not to explain this to you in detail. You already have studied in class 10 in detail. Now we will come to the second one. This was first. Now the second. That is, when we have carbon-carbon double bond, carbon valency is 4, so 2 valencies are satisfied between these two carbons. So 2 valencies of this is there and 2 this is. So around carbon, how many bonds we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know carbon is tetravalent. So when we have carbon-carbon double bond, then the primary suffix is added in, you know that. So one carbon in is not in your course, although it is possible, methane is possible, but that is having entirely different structure and your bonding. And so here we will have to show a double bond between two carbon atoms, at least 2 carbons. So in this case, if I have this double bond, so these are the remaining valencies of the carbon. So here hydrogen, here hydrogen, here hydrogen, here hydrogen. So we have got the root word eth. Then we have a double bond. So it is in. So if we will join them together, it is ethene. Then another example if I give to you. Suppose you have 3 carbons and you have a double bond here. Then this is having 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon 1, 2, 3. So 1 more. This carbon with 1. So we will have 3 more. So remaining valencies we will satisfied with hydrogen. At the same time, I can show you this can be written in condensed form. With this carbon we have CH2, double bond. With this carbon we have 1 hydrogen, and with this we have 3. So we can write this is structural, this is condensed formula. And so if you see here, how many carbons we have? 3 carbons. So root word will be prop. To this you will add primary suffix. We have double as well as single bond. So we will ignore single bond, we will only consider double bond, and so we will have here in. So this is propene. If you will join it together, it will be propene. Okay. So the general formula, the general name will be what? Alk plus ene. So if I join it together, it will be alkene. Ethene, propene, butene and pentene, these all are called alkene and they have general formula CnH2n. 2 hydrogen less. This is your alkane which has 2 hydrogen extra. And here 1, 2 hydrogens less. So this is alkene, this is alkene. Now the third. When we have carbon-carbon triple bond. So this carbon's 3 valences have been shown. One more here. So this is carbon-carbon triple bond. Then the primary suffix used is your ine. You know very well. Ine. This primary suffix is always added to the root word. So the first letter of primary suffix will always be small. All letters will be small. The first letter will not be capital. A small, in, E small first. Or rest all will be small. And Y will also be the small. So first letters will not be written capital at all. Because this is added to the root word. So ine we have, and if we have this compound, then 1 hydrogen, root word is eth plus ine. This is ethyne. You have done this also earlier. Now if I have this long chain, now look here, 3 and 1, 4 valency, 3 and 1, 4. This carbon has 1, 2 and 2 more here, and so you can adjust hydrogen atoms. I hope you know that you see how many bonds are there around carbon, and as many bonds are there, if they are linked to something, if they are shared, this bonds, then you have not to insert hydrogen for that. For unshared one, which have not been here, this is not being shared with any, that you will have to satisfy with the hydrogen. So in this case, root word we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So when root word is 4, then it is your but and ine, butine. Okay. Now, so that is your primary suffix, and the generic name is alk. So if we add primary suffix for triple bond, it is alkyne. So they have general formula CnH2n minus 2. This is for alkyne, this is for alkene, and this is for alkane. You can see gradually number of hydrogen atoms are increasing. So lesser the number of hydrogen atom here, triple bond, this is more unsaturated. This is less unsaturated than this, but this is saturated. So this is about alkyne, but one thing more very important I will tell you here about primary suffix. Especially it is for in and ine. When you add primary suffix to the root word, then if root word is ending with a consonant, vowels, you know, A, E, I, O, U are the vowels, and other than these letters, if root word is ending, and primary suffix is starting also with the consonant, not with a vowel. Root word is not ending if with vowel, and this is also not ending with a vowel. Thus, I mean, the beginning is starting with the vowel. This is not ending with a vowel. This is not starting with a vowel. In other words, this is ending with the root word, and this is ending with is starting with a. It is a root word. Sorry, root word is ending with a consonant, and primary suffix is starting with also a consonant. Then we are adding a before the primary suffix, or you can say we are adding a vowel after the root word. So for example, if I give you here 1, 2, 3, 4, this is for double bond. If I show here double bond, here double bond, and or just I take here double bond, and here no double bond. So here it will be H2. This is H. This is H2. This is 3. So the root word here is your but, and your suffix primary is in butene. Okay. But if I write this compound 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have CH2, CH, CH, CH2. In this case, we have but. Here I will teach you some more rules. Then we have a double bond more than one. So a double bond, when we have more than ones, then and is not at terminals. So remember that if the double bond is not at the terminal, first you just see when double bond is more than one time, then we have to number these carbon atoms to show the position of the double bond. So since it is your on the both terminals, so you can start numbering from any side, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can take 1, 2, 3, 4. So a double bond is considered between two, always present between two carbons, to show its position, at what position the double bond is there. So after numbering it, you will consider the least number for the double bond. So here double bond will be considered at carbon 1 and here this double bond will be considered at carbon 3. So we have 2 times double bond. So here you know that primary suffix will write in, but this in is not once, it is 2 times. So we will write die-in. Now you just see the rule what I told you. If root word is ending with a consonant, you can see root word is ending with a consonant. T is a consonant. And the primary suffix is beginning with a consonant. Primary suffix is beginning with a consonant. Then a will be added to the root word. A vowel will be, a will be added to the root word. Butadiene. Still you do not know where this double bond is there. It may be at 1, it may be at 2, 1 and 2. But here you see it is at 1 and at 3. So you will have to give its position. So what it will be? The locant die where it is. So here after die you will write 2, 3. Sorry 1. It is at 1. So 1, 3. See here. This 1 and 3 positions are called locants. The position which we show on carbon atom of a double bond or any other group or atom, then we say it locant. So locant for double bond is 1 and also 3. So we have 1, 3, that's why we have written di. And there should be a hyphen between the words. Here it is your in. So if locant is in the end, then between the name and the locant there will be hyphen. If locants are in between the names, in between the words, then on either side there will be the hyphen. And 2 locants or more than 2 locants are always separated by a comma. So what will be the name if I join it? The name will be, there should be no space. The name will be butadiene. I hope rule is clear to you. I tell you again what the rule is. I am explaining about when you have more than once a double bond or a triple bond, multiple bond, then you will have to number the carbon atoms. You will number the carbon atoms and then you will see their position where it is. So a double bond is considered at the least one. It is between 1 and 2. So this double bond will be considered at carbon 1. This double bond is between 2 carbons. So this will be considered at carbon 3. So we have 1, 3, 2 times. That's why we have written di. And now you see that is primary suffix is starting with D, which is a consonant, and the root word is ending with but. So we will add a vowel. Beauty is a consonant. This is ending with a consonant. This is starting with a consonant. So we will add a vowel in between, that is A. So the name will be butadiene. Same rule will be applicable to the triple bond also. I hope this is clear to you. And now we'll do the secondary suffix. So first was root word, second was your primary suffix, now third is your secondary suffix. So first is root word and the second is primary suffix. Now the third is secondary suffix. Secondary suffix. So this is your basic rule. So now just see. The secondary suffix secondary suffix gives information about the functional group. Functional group. You have seen what is functional group. It is group atom or group of atom that decides the property of the organic compound. So different functional groups are there, and for these functional groups there are secondary suffixes that you know very well, and this you will have to learn from your book. So as for example, you know alcohol, which has a symbol OH, and this is having secondary suffix all. So what we have to do, first we have to find out root word. To the root word we will add primary suffix, then we will add secondary suffix. Root word based on number of carbon atoms in a continuous chain. Primary suffix is based on single, double and triple bond Ane9, and secondary suffix is based on functional group. So this you will have to learn from your book in PDF file. I will be attaching that page for the functional group. That name is there, formula will be there, and their secondary suffixes. So that you will have to learn. So you have done this in class 10, that reference I am giving to you. Aldehyde. Aldehyde is CHO. But now students, you should know to write, this is your condensed formula. You should know to write its structural formula. This will be very helpful for doing the reactions. Mechanism is there in this chapter later on. And so if you know the structural formula, you can do, see here, you have no idea if you see this formula that this is having a double bond. But if you know this structure, you can see there is a double bond. So single bond and double bond, they have different properties, and that will be quite helpful for you to decide what type of reactions will be there when you study later on. So this is your aldehyde, and then they have the secondary suffix al. A should be linked from the base, O should be linked from the top. Now alcohol, aldehyde, ketone. Ketone is you have learned this way, which you can write this way also, or you can write like this also, or you can write like this also. So these are the various ways to write this ketonic group. And for ketone, the secondary suffix is O-N-E, own. You will not read it as one, it is own. So what do you see that they are secondary suffixes will be added to the primary suffix. So should always be written with a small letter. So this part you will learn from the book. These are functional groups. Okay, now we'll come to the next the example we'll do for secondary suffix. Suppose you have 1, 2, 3 and 4, and here one OH is attached. H3, H2, H2, H2. So what is the root word? 1, 2, 3, 4. But. Single bond N plus N plus all. Root word, primary suffix, secondary suffix. Okay. So you see here that primary suffix is ending with a vowel, and secondary suffix is starting also with a vowel. So when you will join them together to write the name, the first vowel will be omitted. So it will become butanol. So remember that. Now, the fourth thing. The fourth thing is your prefixes. Prefixes. First you find out the root word. To this you add primary suffix. Then to this you add secondary suffix. Again and again I am writing this rule so it will be easy for you and convenient to understand. So root word is depending upon the number of carbon atoms in a continuous chain. Primary suffix is based on the type of bond, single, double or triple, ane or ine. Secondary suffix is based on the functional group that you will have to learn. Then we have prefixes which are added before the root word. There may be one prefix or it will be more than one prefix. So what is this prefix? That is your atoms or group of atoms. Their names will be written before the root word. So what are the things coming in this prefixes, and that I tell you. What are those? First, that is your substituent. Substituents are atoms or group of atoms which are not considered as functional group. Example: chloro, bromo, iodo, nitro, etc. Oxo is also there. Epoxy. That is substituents. Okay, this is one thing. Second is your non-preferred functional groups. Non-preferred functional groups. What does it mean, non-preferred functional group? If you have more than one functional group in a chain, like you have, suppose, this compound, and here you have a ketonic group, and here you have an aldehydic group, H3, H2. You have ketone as well as aldehyde. Okay, or you can take this and alcohol. Okay, so when you have more than one functional group in a carbon chain, then only one functional group, one type of functional group will be getting a status of the functional group, and remaining functional group will not be getting a status of the functional group, and they will be getting a status as substituent. So substituents can be what? Non-preferred functional group. As I told you, we have ketonic group, CH2 and C double bond aldehyde, and CH3 here. So here one is preferred. So this order of preference you will have to learn from the book. In the PDF file I will be attaching that, and then it will be convenient for you to learn. So there will be the name of the functional group, its formula will be there, its secondary suffix will be there, and the prefix will be there. So these four things you will have to learn. The name of the functional group, what is the formula of the functional group, what will be the secondary suffix for it, what will be the prefix for it. So for every functional group there is a prefix. When a functional group is not included in the chain because of many reasons that you will see there, one of the reasons is that it is not present above. It is not so reactive, or it is less reactive. If we have two here functional group, So one is more reactive than the other. Aldehyde is more reactive than ketone. So therefore this will be getting the status of the functional group, but this will not get the status of the functional group. So for this we will write secondary suffix. The secondary suffix for this is al, but for this we will write prefix. Will not write on as a secondary suffix, but will write for this your prefix. What is the prefix for ketonic group? Either keto or oxo. This you will have to learn. So for this we will be using prefix because it is non-preferred functional group. So this part you will have to do. This learning part you will have to do. Okay. Then third is your branch. Branch, that is, if you have this, you have one CH3 here. So this will be either included in the chain, or if you go this way, then this will be included. If we take this chain, this is not included. If we take this chain, then this is not included. 3, this way also 3. So whether you come this way or you go straight. So one of the methyl group, this methyl group, if I consider, is not in the chain. So this is your branch. So then this branch will be given status of the prefix. So how do we name branch? That I am going to show you. So naming the branch. So naming the branch, look here. If this is the branch, okay, all around hydrogen. Hydrogen in one. If we have this as a branch, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3, and or just take these two. H3, H, H, H3. So, and don't make this, only learn through this. So we have got take one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make this CH3. And CH3 and CH2. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whether you go this way or you come this way. So this group is there. If you go this way, it is there. So this group is C2H5 and this group also you can say C2H5. So here we have got either CH3 or C2H5. If one more carbon, then C3H7. So what it is there? That is, when we have to name the branch, we are using the generic name meth, and to this we are adding oil. When around carbon all bonds are single, around carbon all bonds are single. I am talking about that. Then one of this is attached, through this it is attached to the chain, up, top, bottom, anywhere. So when we have one hydrogen less than saturation, then here you know if we have CH4, what it is? Methane. If we have one hydrogen less, CH3, so there will be one bond. So then this will be called methyl. We are adding the suffix to the generic name methyl. If we have 2 here and then here H, and this is attached to the branch. So we have C2H6. If it is HS, C2H6. One hydrogen less, so C2H5, then it will be ethyl. If we have C3H8, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it is propane. One hydrogen less, then it is a propyl. So the generic name we have alkyl. The generic name we have alkyl. How it is? Alk plus il. That is your alkyl. Okay. Now, this alkyl is represented by capital R also, which some people call it alkyl also. So this is alkyl. Now this was for single bond, and now for the double bond. If you have a side chain of a double bond, here should be 2. This is your propene. And if there is one hydrogen less, this is attached to the chain, then we will have water, the root word prop, then double bond in, and then il. Propenyl. This is for the branch I am teaching. When this is in the form of branch, means substituting as prefix. So we will join it together. It will be propenyl. Okay. Then if you talk about in general, then root word alk, double bond in, and il. So it will be alk. This is about what? When there is this is present as a branch. When branch is having a double bond and is not included in the chain, then it will main chain to consider the root word. Then it is called a branch and is represented as a prefix. And the prefix will be ending with il. So here it will be in, but then again your what? Here the last vowel y is a semi-vowel. So 2 vowels are joined together. Then the first vowel is omitted. That's why there will be no in. So alkenyl. Now for the triple bond. Now see for the triple bond. 1, 2, 3 triple bond. H and H3. When we have one hydrogen less, this side or that side, one hydrogen less, then root word will be prop here, then suffix, primary suffix is ein, one hydrogen less, so it will be il. When you will join it together, this e will be omitted and it will be propenyl. So when propenyl, then it is your what? Substituent. Then means it is in branch. What does it mean? This is not included in the main chain to give the root word. And so this will be written as a what? It will be written as a substituent prefix. Okay. So the main name for this will be what? Alk, generic name, il. So alk, e will be here, alkynyl. So you have learned today about the branch. Example we will do later on. That is your alkyl. When single bond, one hydrogen less, when it is there a branch, methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl. Then you have learned alk, enyl, that meth we won't have, we will have it ethanyl, propenyl, butanil, etc. Then we have alkynyl. What it is your 2 carbon triple bond? Ethynyl, propenyl, butynyl. So this is about it, and in the next class I will teach you the supplementary rule, the additional rule, that is the further naming of this organic compound. So till then, bye.